Blake Lively, slaying through silence. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. As lawyers take depositions from Blake Lively and others, including Justin Baldoni turning up, more about that separately, it would appear that more evidence, more information is accumulating about the behaviours of Blake Lively. According to Aaron Jane Prosser, writing for the Mail, Blake Lively has been accused of being a mean girl on set, bullying people as if she was still in high school, a former runner on Gossip Girl has revealed. The individual concerned encountered the under fire actress when the beloved television show was filming a few episodes in Paris in the summer of 2010. Interesting that this information is coming forward 15 years after the event. It's typical, of course, that at the time the individual would have not said anything because they wanted to keep their job, and they may well have suspected I wouldn't be believed. When more disclosures emerge about the behaviour of Lively, individuals such as this feel more confident in speaking out. It is, of course, this pervasive fear that narcissists rely upon, as well as the extension of their facade. The narcissist understands that individuals, particularly those that have lesser bargaining power than that of the narcissist, will be reluctant to speak out against the narcissist as a consequence of the possibility of losing a job, financial penalty, ostracization, and so forth. Furthermore, it's invariably the case that the narcissist has already been engaging in smearing as part of the indirect assertion of control in relation to the individual, so that when they speak up, the fact is that the individual finds themselves not believed. Really? You're saying this about this person? I've always found them to be decent. You come up against the facade, or, well, why should we believe you? We hear that you've been a troublemaker in every production that you've been involved in, which is a consequence of the smearing that is undertaken by the narcissist. Thus, it can be rather difficult for people to speak out as against the narcissist as a consequence of the position that the narcissist has, the prestige associated with them, the power that they wield, and also the smearing that can take place. Apparently, it was the individual's first time working on a set, where his main role was delivering water bottles to Blake Lively's trailers, as well as her co-star, Leighton Meester. Despite being greeted warmly by Leighton, the assistant producer, who was then 23 years old, claims that he was given the silent treatment by Blake Lively after simply saying hi. Unfortunately, my experience with Blake was not good. She came across as a bully, he explained. When fans wanted to take pictures with them, Leighton was always available, but Blake didn't have the time, he added, which demonstrates a degree of haughty behaviour on her part. With the crew, it was more the way she was speaking to them like she was a toddler. If she was not having what she wanted, she would start making a scene, just being disrespectful and rude. As you all know, I analyse Blake Lively through the Tudorscope to determine that she is a narcissist, and as a consequence of such behaviour, we now understand that if she wasn't getting what she wanted, i.e. a threat to her need for control, she would start making a scene in order to nullify that threat to control and receive fuel. The allegations come as the 37-year-old actress is in the midst of a bitter legal feud with her It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni. The article then repeats information in that regard that we're fully aware of. Ewood, the now assistant producer, states that his alleged uncomfortable experience with Lively took place when Gossip Girl took to Paris to film the opening episodes of season 4. He had been working as a young volunteer runner over 2 days when cast and crew were travelling across the French capital to film scenes. I'd always been very interested in working on films and TV shows, so I studied hard. It was a dream of mine to be on this set, the producer turned singer explained. It was only when I arrived on set that I realised it was for Gossip Girl. There were loads of fans outside, as most of the shooting was at specific tourist spots in Paris. This took place in July 2010, when Gossip Girl was a household name. The show was so powerful, even celebrities and actors were watching it. It was huge. I was working across the various white trailers, providing water, moving equipment around and things like that, which is when I first saw Leighton Meester. She was the first person I saw, and I said hi to her, to which she replied, and that was it. Then I saw Blake, and I said hi to her as well. She didn't respond or give any acknowledgement. It was as if I did not exist. Accordingly, Ewood comes up on the radar of Blake Lively. Her narcissism in the subconscious determines, is this individual under control? The answer would be yes, because he's greeted her in a friendly fashion and provided her with a dollop of positive fuel from a tertiary source. Therefore, since he's under control, the narcissism would then move to the next question, which is, do we need anything else from this appliance? Do we need more fuel from him? Are there character traits or residual benefits to be obtained? And clearly, her narcissism determined that there was nothing else to be obtained from him, and given that he was under control, there was no need to respond to him. Notice that even the simplest of interactions, which would just be saying hello back to him, is avoided by the narcissist as a consequence of her haughty and superior attitude. The fact that she has no emotional empathy for him, the fact that she feels no sense of obligation to respond in the way that many people would do as a consequence of social interaction. Her interaction with this young runner is governed by her narcissism. Ewood then spent the next few days working around the trailers and was worrying that he was not meant to have said hello. Notice that a simple interaction such as that, the individual then invariably blames themselves, thinking they are the one at fault. After that, he claims his job became difficult, with Blake acting disrespectfully towards him, making jokes and making fun of him, belittlement, what he said was a really passive-aggressive way. Whenever I had to go near Leighton's trailer, it was really easy. There was no animosity or anything. But when I had to go close to Blake's, it was very difficult, he said. I was never told not to speak to actors, but I don't even think I was having a conversation with her. I was just saying hi, trying to be nice. And the way Leighton was acting was so nice to everyone, even the fans around and other people from the crew. She was so lovely to be around, but Blake was just a nightmare. I witnessed the way she was talking to other people on set, crew, other actors, and it just wasn't a good vibe. When filming wrapped, Leighton asked him what his plans were now, and when Ewood told her he wanted to be a singer, she told him that was great and wished him good luck. He did not speak to Blake, he said. What is funny, that on the show her character was never really portrayed as a mean person. That was Leighton's character. In real life, Leighton was amazing and still is, but Blake was the mean one in real life. Since Blake's row with Justin Baldoni broke out, Ewood, who is currently working on a documentary about suicide prevention, decided to speak out about his treatment. He claims others who have worked with Blake for longer periods of time have also had bad experiences with her, but are too scared to speak out. I'm not trying to bash Blake Lively. I'm just talking about my experience and the fact I saw her acting like a bully, he added. This has nothing to do with Justin Baldoni. This happened in 2010, way before Justin Baldoni. There is a reason why so many people coming from different places all over the world still have the same experiences of her. What does that say? All of us had the same kind of experiences with her. And of course, it's demonstrative of the way that the narcissist behaves, where we see this sustained behaviour that takes place over a particular period of time, whereby the narcissist's actions demonstrate what they are in the way that they treat people time and time again. And whilst it's only minor in the scheme of things, the experiences of this runner are demonstrative once again of the unpleasant nature of Blake Lively, occasioned by her narcissism. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.